Meanwhile, the Department of Social Development is distributing food packs and hygiene products to the most vulnerable. The Acting MEC in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, spoke to the SABC at the distribution warehouse in Booysens, south of Johannesburg. SABC News journalist and Nozintombi Miya was there and filed this report.
As part of the contribution into taking care of the most vulnerable in society, the Acting MEC for Social Development in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, has come here to this particular food bank warehouse in Booysens to start putting together the food packs that are going to be distributed to the most vulnerable in society as the country knuckles down under the 21-day lockdown. And Panyaza joins me now and talks to me a little bit more about the rationale behind the food bank and the rationale behind giving the most vulnerable in society access to food sources. Thank you so much, Panyaza. Panyaza, why is this food bank so important, especially for the most vulnerable in society?
Is to protect the weak and the vulnerable, especially the homeless. I mean, everyone have surrendered to their own houses. Where should they go? And they have no place to go. They need to eat, they need to wash, they need to be protected. Some of them are sick, some of them have challenges. So this food bank, with the donations that we are receiving from various NGOs and organizations, and I want to thank them, people like Yusuf Abramji, and all the organizations that have invested here, and private institutions like your Coca-Cola that brought water here. So we want to thank them that we need to present this as a gift from South Africans to the weakest that are amongst ourselves. And now we are prioritizing homeless children. You can see the truck has been loaded, is going to the CBD to assist those ones. And we know the need is vast. There are people in the townships, there are people in informal settlement that feel that they also need this kind of assistance. But as I say, to restore dignity, you can see we are not only giving them food, we really believe that they must also have things that will protect them.
And this is a care pack, Panyaza, that you're showing us right now. Show us what's inside the care pack, Panyaza.
So that they can wash their hands as well, because they might not have the sanitizers. We really believe that it will assist them as well. As well, to take care of them, they must also smell well, and they must take care of their dentistry in terms of their teeth and other things, and also things that will assist. So it's a dignity pack. We really believe it's a pack that will assist, and we'll see with this one, that will assist them to survive and deal with those aspects. So that is why we are here, and once more, I'll never get tired to thank the social partners that have invested and made their resources available.
And this is really important, not just the social partners that you have, but also to be able to distribute. But let's unpack that quickly. In terms of people who want to donate to the food bank, what process do they need to follow to donate whatever goods that you need in particular?
It's very simple. You follow the social development hashtag on all social networks, or you can follow me. But you can also ensure that we've opened an email address, support@gauteng.gov.za, support@gauteng.gov.za. You'll be in a position to find organizations that are providing the relevant support.
Okay, which is super important, Panyaza. But the other thing that is equally then important is how these food packs will then be distributed. What is the list? What is the criteria? Because obviously everybody wants to know that everything is up and above board and everybody is held to account and the most vulnerable are assisted.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not prioritizing the homeless. We made a huge mistake. We're planning around homeless people being around 15,000. The reality is that they're above 50,000. When this lockdown hit us, we only realized that we got this number of homeless people, and wherever they are, they were overcrowding, and then it defeats the purpose of a lockdown. They didn't have the basics, they didn't have food, and besides, you can't give them a food parcel because they don't have pots. So you must bring them to the homes and ensure that each and everyone is allocated something that can be part of the bigger pot, and they can be protected.
The problem, especially with the homeless, is we're seeing that there's a lot of resistance from them with regards to going to the homes. They are under the impression that they have to pay a fee to be able to go there.
No, they don't pay anything, but it's a rehabilitation process. Why we are saying that, we say that these 21 days, we can't just bring them to feed them only. we must take stock of their health. For example, we are screening them to check what are the challenges. They might have missed their medication because they can't go to hospitals now. They might have some personal challenges of addiction, either to drugs, alcohol, and other things. So we are using the 21 days to renew them. To say beyond 21 days must not go back to the street. We are bringing social workers that are going to have private session. Why did you run away from home? Can we link you back to your family or back to your community? What kind of soft skills can we give you? Can you teach you how to be a plumber or electrician? Can we teach you how to do proper car park and give you a certificate that will allow you when you do car parking? So we want to renew the homeless so that by the time this corona moves away, they can also move away from the streets.
All right. Panyaza, on a sad note, we know that 3 pensioners passed away on Monday. Today is the second day of the social grant collection. One of those pensioners that passed away was in Gauteng, and you went to go see her family earlier today. Talk to us a little bit about some of the challenges and concerns that the family raised.
It was a sad moment, to be quite frank. We don't want our beneficiaries, when they come to us, they go through this kind of pain, but fortunately we were there. The family explained it, that the old lady just left home. She was staying alone. She got into a taxi, and she got out of the taxi. Unfortunately, she collapsed. She was not on the queue, or she was delayed because of poor service, and that they've accepted that it's a cause of nature that led to the death. But as a department, we felt that we should give them support. We said the mere fact that was coming to collect that grant, and she didn't collect that grant, will hand over that grant to the family. We'll also take care of the funeral cost in terms of government through our social partners, but also provide social counseling to the family, because they really believe that this thing caught them off guard and they really want assistance from government. So the family welcomed our presence, and we extended our sincere condolences on behalf of government broadly. And our social partners are not only assisting us with the family in Gauteng, the family in the Eastern Cape will be assisted similarly, and the family in Cape Town will be assisted similarly. And we want to thank SASA and Ashopol for this kind of partnership, so that we can give them the dignity that they deserve.
Panyaza, your final thoughts. This really does go to the heart of what social development is, around addressing the challenges and assisting those who are the most vulnerable, especially as we go through this lockdown period, which is absolutely critical for our country, and flattening the curve.
A society that can't take care of the weak, that society will not succeed. That society will not prosper, because the weak and the vulnerable represent who we are. And there's no one that chooses to be poor, and there's no one that chooses to be the way they are, to be homeless. So they rely on the state and our social partners to take them out. And the way we care about them will demonstrate if this government cares. And that is why we are saying, don't give them food alone. Restore their dignity as well. Let them have the basics that will ensure that they can survive and they can confront the next person without being ashamed of the status that they're in.
All right, thank you so much, Panyaza Lesufi. We're going to let you go, continue packing the rest of the goods. Thank you so much. As Panyaza is walking towards the far corner over there where the packing station is, we just recap on some of the issues that the Acting MEC of Social Development speaking about, really dealing with the issue of addressing the needs of the most vulnerable in society, especially in this period of lockdown, where the country is battling to ensure that they flatten the curve and ensure the safety of all South Africans. With that, it's back to you in the studio.